Well then, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to, okay. Anyways, welcome back to another video, finally. I say finally, but there have been times where it's been like a month and a half since I've last streamed, as opposed to like 4 days, as it's taken this time, but even so, it's just that, I said I'd do it every other day, and it took me 4 days, but yeah, hey dude, you can read chat for this one, remember? Yes, I remember. Anyway, so, yeah. So, I'll give you my excuses for the 4 days. One of them doesn't have an excuse, but I have two reasonable excuses for 2 of the days, and one semi-reasonable excuse for another day. NTP energy, I don't miss that Harper guy. Yeah, who's that Harper guy? I don't know. Anyways, first day. First day was definitely, well, the first day technically doesn't matter because every other day anyway. I can skip one day, then go another day, then skip the next day, because that was the plan. But excited for this stream epic. But yeah, it was the plan that I would skip one day every time I'd stream. So like for that one day I do have an excuse because that was part of the plan. The next day I was just sort of depressed and out of it. I can't really describe why, besides the fact that Harper said that he wouldn't. I mean, I won't disclose exactly what he said, but he said he basically wouldn't be able to show up and wouldn't be able to chat much, but it turned out he was able to chat and he was able to show up, so that's good. But like when I first heard that he wasn't able to show up anymore and wasn't able to chat with me much anymore, that kind of just made me depressed, and I don't know. I figured I'd rather not stream in that mood if he couldn't show up, but he can show up, and he's here, and we can chat, so, that's good. The next day, I don't think I have an excuse the next day, actually. I just didn't feel like it, and that's not a good excuse, so, okay. The next day, I worked concessions, which is to say that I was at a basketball game, I was behind a stand, and I was making popcorn, and asking people to make hot dogs for me to give to people, and putting money in something, and eating a bunch of food for myself, and I burnt it all off by jumping on the trampoline. So yeah, and then the next day was movie night, because Friday was when I had concessions, but like because I wasn't there, and because I think my sister wasn't there, it just it made sense to not have the movie night then, so we had it on Friday, and I don't know. It feels very, very weird doing a stream after movie night. It's just like, after watching a movie and eating a bunch of junk food, I want to settle down, so I usually never stream after movie nights, and that was yesterday, and so here we are today, and I have no excuses whatsoever today, so we're gonna stream. And I know it's taken 3 minutes, but I want to keep you all in touch, and I'm just gonna say that I think what I'm gonna do is that if this stream ends up being like, if I like 2 hours or something like that, I'll count that as like 2 days, and then if the next stream is also 2 to 3 hours, I'll also count that as 2 days. But if this stream is like average length, I'll just count it as a regular day, and then I'll just do it 4 days in a row to make up for it, or I won't make up for it at all, and I'll just say, yeah, I had an excuse for the 4 days. But I don't know. I feel like that. I feel like I was being stupid 2 out of 4 of the days, and the other 2 days I still technically could stream, even though I didn't feel like it at all after being burnt out. So like, I don't know. I just don't feel like I had reasonable enough excuses to not make it up. So I'm going to try and either stream more today and tomorrow, or just do it 4 days in a row. And yeah, it's time for some bop and trial music. Yeah, and I'm sorry that was a long thing at 4:20, but yeah, I just felt like it made sense to update everyone watching. And once again, won't necessarily be reading the chat all the time. My phone is actually working decent now, so I think next time I do this, I'm gonna have it charged, and I'm gonna read the chat on my phone. If Harper is also looking at the chat closely, but yeah, January is officially over in 5 hours. Yeah. I thought you were saying it for you, but you were looking at my clock and going by my time. So yeah, 5 hours, it'll be the month of love. Thank God. Yeah. There we go. Also, it should also be noted that I was supposed to skip ahead to where I was to where I had gotten to last time, but I didn't. Yeah, and the thing. Let me just the thing about Danganronpa. No, what I'm saying. The thing about this is that when I'm playing a game, no matter how loud I turn it or no matter how quiet I turn it, it will always be just as loud for the people watching. So I'm going to go to manage sound devices, and I'm gonna manage my. I'm gonna. App and okay. I'm gonna turn this up to 100 and then turn this down immediately. Because usually how it goes is that I always have this turned down very, very low because Harper is with me in the call, but since he's now currently in chat and not calling with me, it really doesn't matter. So I'm gonna actually turn this up, and if you'll notice, last time when I was playing Danganronpa, I could have this turned down to 4 and still hear it perfectly fine. Now it's at like 50 or 48 or whatever, because my headphones have just gotten really, really quiet, and only one of them works, so I'm really hoping to get new earbuds, but I haven't gotten them yet. Yeah, regardless, I can turn this down way lower than I usually do, because, Jesus Christ. I can turn this down way lower than I usually do, because, I'm not talking to someone at the same time. So yeah, I managed to get here last time, and I need to skip ahead to when we talk to Mikan and to Mahiru, and then we can go into trial. Mahiru or whatever. I think I found the Monokuma. Yeah, he was over there. Yeah, I found him because he was in here. He was somewhere in here, and I think he was over there. But don't see him there anymore. The music is kind of overpowering you. That's fucking beautiful. Okay, well let's see what I can do about that. Well, let's take a look at it sounds better now. That's because it was the title screen. Like, I mean, you know, like it's, you know, you would expect it to be like that in the title screen. Yeah, and the thing is that when I turn this thing up, it does nothing at all. Like, on your end, it doesn't do anything at all, but it does it to me. However, when I go to the settings, just explaining this for non-tech savvy people, when I go to, not that I'm tech savvy, but when I go to settings and options and I turn up or turn down this, it affects you on your end when it's in game, but when I'm just doing it with my computer, like, that doesn't do anything at all to you, but it does to me. So yeah. But yeah, anyways, you're not gonna hear me that much on the title screen, but here it's turned way down so that I can hear the voices well. So, oh wait, it was Control. I think it was Control last time. It might have been Shift. I made a comment or whatever about it, them changing it, and then Harper pointed out it was a glitch that they didn't add what the key was in the settings. But yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is when he talks about asking the hero a favor, so that's when we head out of here. And then we talk to Mikan and Mahiru, and yeah. So there we go. Now we're gonna catch up to where we were. Ah, shit. Sorry. Shout out to Agretsuko on Netflix. I started watching it, and this S is effing hilarious. Christian stream, man. Yeah. It's Control, yeah. Control last time, you mean? Because I totally forgot. I think it was always Control. I just got Control and Shift mixed up. I wonder what this Nagito fella is classified as. You mean in terms of those personality tests? The 16 personalities? I don't know. He's pretty outgoing. He'll start with an E. But alright, this guy. Oh god. I hated this part because, I mean, just good god. I just hated this part. I just did. Last time at least. Also, you know, the funny thing is that IMDb is so associated with rating movies as opposed to rating everything else that on IMDb. Way more people have given movies ratings than they have TV shows or games. Like take the top 250 on IMDb. It's given as a rule that it has to have at least 25,000 votes to be on there. For TV, it's 5,000. And I bring this up because so few people vote TV and games because they go to different websites for that. That Danganronpa, a pretty popular game series, has like a couple hundred on there. I think it was 455 exactly, and 456 after I rated it, the 8 stars that I gave it when I reviewed it. So, yeah, like a couple hundred ratings for a fairly popular game. Persona 5 has a lot more. It's a little under 2,000, but still. I mean, compare that to the popular movies that have hundreds of thousands of votes, even for movies no one talks about, and you'll see just where the bias is on there. No one rates stuff that isn't movies. But yeah, I don't mean to skip past the people talking, it's just that I know exactly what they said, because I played it last time. I love this Neko, your choice. Oh, son of a bitch. A beautiful man, perhaps? Perhaps, your choice. I love that Nekomaru character. I wonder what will happen if I remove Nek from his name. Oh. WTF, he's a toilet. Impossible. Isn't a Neko a cat, though? Like,
hey!
Cat toilet? Why was that the pun? A cat toilet? Yeah. My phone's gonna die, probably while doing this, but I'm gonna turn on my phone and turn on chat on the phone. Because, I don't know, I just, I feel like it's gonna be less annoying to people watching if I just, frickin'... Huh. Bruh, so, do you think we care? I'm gonna read off what Harper said about himself. That Harper guy was a loser anyway, lol. So, do you think we care about some annoying dude who made the streams routinely unfunny isn't gonna join? Apparently I did. Anyways, I'm gonna... I'm gonna go to... Wait, hold on a second. I have this listed as part 9, but it would be part... Give me a second to make it part 10. But yeah, I'm gonna turn the... The joke is that without Nek, his name is Omaru, which is Japanese for toilet. Oh, okay. It's just that if you remove the Nek-O part, it becomes Maru, and then you start to wonder what Maru means in relation to Neko, which means cat. That sort of thing. But yeah, anyways, I'm just gonna very quickly edit the name of the stream. Shouldn't take much. And there we go. Now it's 10, and I'm also am reading the chat as we're going along. So there we go.
Alrighty, guys, it's finally time. That's right. It's time for the long-awaited class trial.
Yeah.
Now then, I shall tell you all the meeting place. At the central island of Jabberwock Island, there is a mountain with my adorable face carved into it.
It is actually long awaited because the last time I had a class trial was in the last game, and that was a bit ago.
That, my friends, is Monokuma Rock. Once you're there, please proceed to the underground by taking the elevator located at the secret entrance. I'll see you soon.
Yeah. So sorry if I'm making noise on the other end. I have Dove chocolate because reasons. I just like the taste, man. A mountain with the carving of Monokuma's face at the central island? Weird. Alright, first island up. The central island. Which way was the central island? It doesn't matter where I run to, because eventually I'll meet up at that place, but pretty sure this is it, but those are 4 faces as opposed to just 1, but we'll see if this is it. It would have to be, yep.
Huh?
Huh? What?
Are you kidding me?
Hey, what the heck is that mountain? When did that get there? Yeah. Now you can't read off your favorite character, man. Never mind that. How did they even make a mountain shaped like Monokuma?
No way.
That story might be true after all. You've heard of Monokuma Rock. Apparently not, yeah. It's amazing when, like, I don't have to worry about anyone spoiling me at all, because there's, like, literally no one in the chat besides you, like... Unless you just suddenly became a jerk and decided to spoil me, like, there'd be nothing to worry about. But, like, that's incredible how that works. I always have my phone paused because I'm never really watching the stream on the other end, because it just doesn't matter. And I'm trying to skip to a point where I see Mikan there, because, like, it's a good screensaver, is what I'm saying, so yeah. I mean, I know, like, people like Vincent would say, you know, haha, the funny, quirky, hating on someone for liking a character that I haven't paid any close attention to at all, and just irrationally hate, like, you know, like, there will be people like that. But yeah, I'm gonna freeze on Mikan. That just makes sense to me. There might be an enormous organization involved in all this. You mean what Byakuya said before, right? Spoiler alert, Ibuki Kyoko and maybe Kazuichi Hot. Oh.
You are right.
Byakuya. We still needed his knowledge, perhaps. I mean, what? You heard nothing. I did hear something, man. I heard something. Well, actually, I didn't hear anything. I read it. Byakuya at all. Nope. Heard it. Anyways, yeah, literally one person in the chat. If frickin'... Wow. What happened to Gundam and Fuyuhiko? You know, what I find amazing, though, is that, like, last time, even when there was, like, 5 to 6 people in the chat, like, I mean, I was still never at risk of getting spoiled. Like, okay, I was at risk of getting spoiled, but, like, despite being at risk, not once was I spoiled. Like, I'm not saying it wouldn't happen this time. I'm simply saying that, it's amazing that last time so many people watched the streams. But yeah, 2 people in the chat actually. Well, interesting. But yeah, like, it's amazing that, like, way more people watched the streams last time on certain occasions than people watched this game this time, and, like, still didn't get spoiled. Like, it's kind of hilarious, but whatever. I think it mainly had to do with the fact that, like, the people who had played the game were mostly trustworthy, and most of the people hadn't played the game, so, like, there'd be nothing to spoil unless they spoiled themselves first. I have dealt with one spoiler person in total of all the streams, yeah, which, I mean, considering the fact this is, like, what, the 50th stream or something, if not more than that, I think that's impressive. I'm not saying I won't be wary about it, but still. Now that you mention it, it appears they aren't here yet.
I got it!
I know, they probably ran away. Wait, who are we talking about again? I totally spaced out.
No way!
Ah, hell no. There's no way I'd let them escape, you know. Look, I dragged this one
Don't
back
fuck
over here.
with me!
I'm telling you, let me go. Okay, who was the other one? Frickin' Mafia baby? God.
Hey! Come on now!
Oh, God. Frickin' Google was doing weird stuff to me. I'll be a bodyguard. Awesome.
Hey!
Hey, Fuyuhiko! What were you doing all this time?
Huh?
Nothing. I wasn't really doing anything. I was just chilling in my room when I suddenly heard that fat bastard got killed. Who the fuck cares about that anymore?
You.
How can you say something so irresponsible? Oh yes, conflict, beautiful.
Do you understand?
We've been doing our best to investigate this murder, even though we don't want to, just to survive. Well, I mean, I don't really think that you can totally speak up as, like, as perfectly morally incorrupt in this situation when you're saying that you don't want to do this. Also, my phone just turned off by itself, which is the entire reason why I wasn't reading the chat at first, because, like, my phone would not work, and then later it was like, yeah, it's probably a smart idea just not to read the chat at all in case of spoilers. But now Harper's keeping an eye on the chat, so, like, there's no need to worry. But this is the reason why I didn't do it at first, because, like, my phone is just always being weird. But it started to act okay recently, surprisingly enough. Like, I don't know, it's just fine. Whatever. You've been doing... Alright, sorry.
Wait!
Here, that's enough. You too, Fuyuhiko. Dumbass. And I guess we're waiting for Gundam? Oh, Gundam.
What happened, sinner?
I am right here. He called someone a sinner. I'm not sure who, but someone.
Now then!
What did he say? I totally skipped over that. Remember this well, a main character arrives when he intends to. Oh. A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. Huh?
Hey.
It seems you noticed it too. What did I notice? If I did, then I'm right. What?
Well now.
Notice what? I guess we'll learn in the trial, I don't know. Freaking... I mean, I get that, like... This is like the obligatory... The relationship... I get that the relationship between Hajime and Nagito is like the obligatory, potentially gay relationship that's kept ambiguous enough for like those few people who don't support gay relationships to not get offended, but you know, is still ever so present. But like at the same time, like I think that like if they had like a gay meetup to discuss something about the trial they believe to happen, like that's something they should just like make official in the game and not like hide till the rest of the trial, you know? Because like I don't know what they did in that brief encounter, you know? Like, I just don't know, man. Like I have to know, but I don't. Let's take the secret entrance to the trial field.
Wait!
Please wait a second.
What's this?
My, Monomi. Just what are you doing here? Oh god, nobody asked for you.
What?
Do you actually want to join in?
You masochistic mascot!
Do you want to taste how powerless you are at the class trial? You're an even bigger masochist than I thought. That's all it was, just his earrings back, Lamau. Oh, earrings back. Oh, okay. Okay, I actually totally didn't notice that, but yeah, his frickin' earring. Cause see, I was honestly thinking that Hajime like suspected that he was the murderer, and this was just something that they'd bring up during the trial, and then they'd go back to it later, you know, to be like, oh, so that's why they were acting so weird earlier, you know, that sort of thing. But no, it wasn't meant to be like that at all. But yeah, I just, wow, disappointed. Anyways, I finished off all the dubs, so if I was being loud, you don't have to hear me anymore.
Special bleeding service!
Oh well, I'm a big brother who dotes on his little sister. I shall allow your special participation. What does dote mean? I've never heard that phrase used before. I hope to never hear it phrased again. If I'm being totally honest with you.
See ya later!
I'll go on ahead and wait for you guys, so hurry over. Okay.
Huh?
Told us to come, but how do we get there? I don't see any doors or vehicles.
What's going on?
You mentioned something about a secret entrance, was it? Secret entrance. Okay, well, wherever that might be. Okay, well, let's see what we can investigate. Well, the main thing I'm seeing here is his face up there. But not so much anything else. Oh, there it is. It's his mouth. What the? Something's shaking. This is dangerous. Everyone, please get down. Like, obviously, it's dangerous. What? Oh. Well, something came out? Yeah, an escalator. An escalator came out. I guess no one said these games were realistic, but still.
No way.
Could it be? Is he telling us to enter it? God, just more. Oh god. This is like, I'm just, like, sometimes these games are like somewhat realistic, but sometimes it's like SpongeBob logic. Like, what? This is such a suspicious area. Even Crimson Steel Elephant Mega Z is trembling with fear. I swear to God that has a JoJo reference in there somewhere. Wow, that's so totally suspicious, obviously.
Hey!
You know, her clothes are so baggy, it looks like she has 4 fingers, because they're covering up her thumbs. Forgive me, seriously, just forgive me already. Wait, isn't that something Mikon should be saying? Why don't we just stop there? I mean, none of this is real anyway. Well, right, it's a video game, but to you it's real, so... Like, not even remotely.
Wait, no way, no way!
There's no way, there's just no way we'll find the killer.
Stupid!
Complaining won't get us anywhere. If you're really a man, then man up for God's sake. We've come this far, we have no choice but to keep moving forward. You know, the difference in, like, devotion to religion between the writers of this game and the character is expressed in how they spell God, because, like, she says for God's sake, and she believes in the idea that a man should be out there to protect a woman in time of need and just be a man, and they don't capitalize God, you know, like that. It's that sort of thing. There are references to music and news anchors from Japan. Oh, great. Yeah. Yeah, how many times have you Googled something just to prove me wrong about it being a JoJo reference? Like, just give me an estimate. You're right, there's nowhere for us to run. We need to do it. If that's everyone's decision, I'll just follow you guys. If this were a video game, I'd have a very high difficulty level. Let's do our best to clear the game, yeah. Can you stop saying if this were a video game, please? Like, up to a certain point. It's just, like, I can deal with all the other quirks. But when it comes to if this were a video game, it's like, because I know it's a video game, it's just bound to get annoying after a while. So yeah, I knew it beforehand, not gonna lie, great. My phone's at 3%, so it's gonna die soon, and now it's at 2%, so it's gonna die very soon. So eventually, when I want to read the chat, I'm just gonna have to get out of this tab and go into the YouTube tab. So I'm not looking forward to that, but whatever. Shaking with fear and nervousness, I hesitantly lifted my feet and stepped onto the escalator. I won't think anymore. If I think, I'll run away. All I could do was stare upward intensely as the escalator carried me. Well, you kind of have to think to solve this trial. And when each of us entered Monokuma Rock, like that. I mean, like, the way it comes back in, the fact that that had to fit in there. Like, sometimes these games are the equivalent of a Nicktoon, and sometimes these games are more dark, and I guess that's interesting. It's unique. I'm not sure if it's the way I'd do it, if it's the way I'd go about it, but still, time for the trial. Oh, this is exactly the same as the last game, like literally exactly the same as the last game, and I kind of almost that was weird. I had a flashback to earlier in the game on my computer screen. Anyways, my phone is dead. Like, my phone is incredibly dead, so if I ever want to read off the chat, I'm just gonna have to close out of my freaking computer screen. I can't plug in my phone because my computer is plugged in, and my fan is plugged in, and yeah, it's a difficult situation, so it's better to just, like, read the chat when I can. I see. This entire rock is also an elevator. Once again, Monokuma is doing what he pleases. However, if he's gone this far and made something like this, I don't think he's playing around. Even so, we're going pretty deep. You're right. I heard an unnerving chattering sound inside my head. I soon realized it was the sound of my teeth. Oh, great. How can you be so unaware of your own nervousness that you get surprised by the sound of your own teeth? All I could do was purse my lips tightly so everyone else couldn't hear it. Well, are we almost there? There we were, listening to unpleasant roars as the elevator plunged deeper and deeper into the earth. Oh. Some time passed before the elevator finally finished descending. I wonder what the courtroom's gonna look like this time. Because in the last game, it was always a guessing game of what the courtroom would look like, because they had several different courtrooms. Like, I mean, 6 different trials, 6 different courtrooms, so I'm ready for another 6. And what will the first one look like? Oh. Wow.
Welcome!
It looks like a bunch of people should be watching this, and yet no one's watching it at all. Like, no one will be watching it. If you were watching, like, a popular YouTuber, like Asman the Child Groomer, who would get, like, tens of thousands of views on this, like, you know, these would be a representation of the people watching these seats, but here it's like, it's a representation of the emptiness, because only one person is watching. Unless you count me, then 2 people are watching. Well, okay. I think it says 2 on here. Yeah, no, okay, 1 confirmed viewer, but there are 2 likes. So someone else liked this. It was not me. Like, I'll like it once the stream is done, so it can rank up in the results. But like, yeah, it's it doesn't have 3 likes just yet. This is the class trial field. How do you like it? It's a special place that will decide your fates. Well, I wonder what it will look like next time. If it will change, because this is a pretty elaborate dealio. I feel like it'd be kind of hard to redecorate it, but whatever.
Why, you?
What the hell is he thinking? Locking us in a shitty-looking place
Don't
like
fuck
this?
with me!
Are you fucking crazy? Don't mess with me, asshole. God dang. Can you just shut up for a second? Anyways, this reminds me how I met this person, and they were alright. They were alright besides the fact that they irrationally hated stuff that they hadn't even tried to watch, and said once, the Death Note movie was good, fuck you, when no one in the server said anything to even remotely suggest that anyone disliked the Death Note movie. They were a very strange person, but yeah, they had an irrational hate of Danganronpa because of the amazing and incredibly original excuse that the fan base was toxic, which is not something I've ever heard before in my life. The intellectual prowess it takes to come to such an astounding conclusion, it racks the mind. But I mean, you know, besides that, they said that they hated Danganronpa because of the fan base, even though they had not once played the games. And they looked, I swear, they looked for every opportunity to discredit them without even playing them. Like in the first game, like they made fun of the fact the courtroom was round. You really give a shit about the courtroom being round? Are you such an Ace Attorney simp who jerks off the Shu Takumi in his basement every night that you can't handle the fact that a courtroom would be a shape other than square? Is that really the stuff you care about? Asban cringe. Yeah, I mean, in total fairness to him, if I talk about him being cringe every 5 seconds, I'm probably no better than he is, but yeah. Complain all you like, I'm used to it by now. Come on, you're wasting your time and energy. Hurry up and take your seats where your names are written. It looks like everyone knows, even if we try to resist, it won't change a thing. Yeah. This is a critique that, oh, son of a... Sorry, this is what I didn't like about having my phone right next to me while playing the game, is that my phone would always hit my laptop, and I just kind of get whatever. But this is a critique I have with this game that it's like something I don't like to have an issue with, because I don't quite know how they can fix it. Because, like, I mean, Hajime always has the same reactions Makoto did in the last game, and it's like, it gets annoying to a point, because it's like, I've heard this all in the last game, but like, what exactly could they do about it? Like, are you telling me he'd have no reactions at all? Like, I mean, the only thing they could really do is, like, I mean, make him totally different to Makoto and make him like a polar opposite. But then that wouldn't be good character writing, because you're just doing the exact opposite of the last game. Like, the differences should be more subtle, and therefore they're more realistic, and the character is more believable, and you kind of need to empathize with the main protagonist. So, like, I can't come up with a solution to him having to reiterate basically the same dialogue Makoto did, because that would be unrealistic, and it wouldn't make any sense. But at the same time, it's like, that doesn't make it any less strange when I hear the same stuff over again. So it's like, it's one of those things I feel guilty to not like, because it's like, I don't know how they could fix it. But it gets a bit annoying to a point when the characters have the same discussions they've had in the last game. And you could argue, like, okay, well, maybe they shouldn't have it take place in the same courtroom with the same rules, but that just sort of eliminates the appeal of these games in the first place. And you know, it's like, I mean, it's the same with Ace Attorney. It's like, people play these games because they're intrigued by the trials, they like the gameplay. So, like, to sort of get rid of what makes the trials means that it's not Danganronpa anymore. But only by making it not Danganronpa anymore can you avoid repeating the same dialogue again. So it's like, it's a tricky situation. That took a while, but yeah. Just as Monokuma ordered, we walked towards the seats we had been assigned. From this point on, we need to find out who killed Byakuya. The ultimate affluent progeny, Byakuya Togami. One thing I will say, though, is that I'd have no quarrels with them just totally removing them talking about what type of person the person who was killed was. Like, it's like, I mean, I get it. But like at this point in time, this is the sort of thing you can skip, and no one's really gonna mind. But regardless, he was overly critical, arrogant, and condescending. All traits that I loved about him. But he also had a strong sense of responsibility that I don't like so much. As we were panicking, he accepted his role as leader and tried his very best to keep us together. A guy like him has now been stabbed, so your compliments towards him don't matter in the slightest. Got murdered. Indeed. The person who did it is one of us. You only brought 6 of us on screen. It's kind of strange. What do you say here? How else would they fit 15 people without a circle? Well, I mean, they can fit quite a few people in a square, in fairness. But yeah, I mean, it's that sort of stupid thing where it's like, I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion, but like, at a certain point, you're kind of just dodging the obvious, which is that you don't know what you're talking about. It's mental gymnastics. Like, you're looking for the simple conclusion is I haven't played the games. I can't really give a conclusion about whether I like them or not. But like the mental gymnastics is that like you hate a few people you've met who happen to enjoy the games. So now you're looking for every excuse you can to find an issue with the games, even if you have no issues with them whatsoever. Like you start to critique things that you would not critique in other stuff. Like, it's kind of the same issue I have with what? But I thought I was going to have the same. I was thinking of an example, but it doesn't necessarily correlate with this. But I mean, regardless, it's just people have these double standards when they've decided they hate something. Like when you've decided you hate someone, everything they do becomes annoying. When you've decided you hate a game, everything about it becomes bad. Like, oh, now we see the other people. I can't believe it. There's no way I can believe it. But if it's really true, we need to find out by any means possible, because that's our only option. I like the fact that the characters who are dead are highlighted in like a reddish pink, and all the characters that are still alive are in this blue color. Yeah. What was the main color of this game? I think the last game was orange because of the opening, and like this color is blue. And I think I don't know where I've seen this, but I think the third game, the game that's actually numbered, that's the third game, is going to be like a green or whatever. And I don't know if the spin-off that's still necessary to play will be. I'm not sure what you'd give the novel or the anime, but I think the games go from orange to blue to green. There's no way for us to survive unless we sacrifice the killer. And so, this life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. Yes, I'd like to save my current progress. But yeah, I realize I'm starting to rant about things that have nothing to do with anything else, but, yeah. Oh. Hasn't said anything else anyways. Alright, let's, we should probably, wait, I can change my difficulty? Okay, well, I'm still gonna keep it on mean, because, like, I had it on mean in the last game, and it only makes sense. Unless it gets so hard that I can't even finish the game, then I'm gonna turn it down, but, like, I think I was pretty alright in the last game. Okay, well, I can't up any skills at all. Or can I? No, I can't update any skills at all. So that sucks. You said anything yet, Harper? Mean in both. Yeah, right. Well, hold on a second. What's the... I'm gonna have to look at... Please choose logic difficulty. Okay, action difficulty. Well, what's the difference between logic difficulty and action difficulty? Because, okay, logic and action. Obviously, those are two very different things, but where do they apply those in the game? I wonder. Like... Because they would bring up in the last game, whenever they bring up a new way of doing something, they'd say like, oh, by the way, if you have this sent to gentle or kind, we totally don't have this at all because we're being mean to people who sent it on the hardest difficulty. But, yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna open up my e-handbook because last time I never ever did this, but I'm actually gonna be prepared this time. Okay. Or maybe not. I don't know. I'll swift through all of them. Okay. Ah, right. Yeah, that was on screen for such a small amount of time, and it barely took up any space that I'm not gonna age restrict this, but yeah. Plus, I feel like the one time that this actually happened, that actually happened, that was totally a mistake on YouTube's part. So I don't think that I necessarily have to, you know, have to set everything that's inappropriate to being age restricted. I just feel like that one time, YouTube kind of screwed me over. But I mean, by simply saying to YouTube, "Hey man, that's kind of not good," they brought it back up. Sued. Oh, okay. Anyways, I sifted through the truth bullets. I'm not sure if that's gonna help me at all, but whatever. Time to finish preparations, and here we go. God, I'm not looking forward to this at
Now
all.
then,
I don't know why.
let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it.
Oh.
If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person,
You know, Mihiro and Hajime really need to close their mouths. They're gonna get flies. in
I'll
there.
punish everyone besides the blackened. And
Like-
that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Like, I mean, Monokuma's just smiling, man. Like his other tooth has been completely knocked out. He can't help it. And everyone else has their mouths closed, but like Hajime and Mihiro, it's like they want flies to leave there.
Such a
Wrong
cruel rule.
thing. Yep. Same with Monomi.
Before we begin, I'd like to confirm one thing. Is there really a killer among us?
Okay, also, with him, he's speaking. Like, he can't speak if he doesn't open his mouth. But like, I mean, if you're not speaking, you're gonna attract flies. You look like Kristen Stewart from the Twilight films. Like that, it makes no sense.
Most definitely. There's no doubt that the blackened is lurking among you.
Yeah.
Such a sad state of affairs, isn't it?
Yeah, I've noticed that when they zoom into the characters a bunch, they get really pixelated, which I feel like that's an intentional aesthetic choice. You know, like a lot of these games are trying to evoke earlier games and you know, like be, dare I say, bad on purpose, but like you know, like think of a Wes Anderson movie where like or a Quentin Tarantino movie where they have like cheesy dialogue and poor special effects to, you know, sort of evoke old films that weren't that great.
By the way, this class trial is gonna be 100% fair, so there's no need to worry.
You know, Terra is worse than everyone else. I mean, his mouth is so wide open. He might as well just been shooting. Same thing with Chiaki. Why do people need to close their mouths in this game?
I'm the
What is wrong?
type who hates favoritism and prejudice. Well, not as much as I hate Monomi, of course.
Well, the book was called Pride and Prejudice. Thank you very
You
much.
hate me that much?
Now, let's begin.
No, they really are just brother and sister. I honestly, Among Us. Oh. You know, Sydney made fun of Among Us once. Do you now have to copy that too? I'm just saying, man.
You're telling us to begin, but what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, she hasn't played the last game. She doesn't know. Neither has anyone else.
No complaining, let's just settle this with our fists.
Oh, wow. You sounded really energetic there. I mean, not like I'm one to talk. I just feel like when there's an explanation point at the end, it probably warrants being a bit more energetic, but maybe that's the fault of the people who wrote the text and not necessarily the voice actors.
Were you even listening to the rules?
Didn't that Byakuya bastard get killed in the dining hall? Huh? Then everyone there is a fucking suspect.
Okay, well now you're a suspect for bringing this up. Yeah. Let's take a look at your emoji choices. We've got the blushing emoji, like the sweating, hot-faced emoji, another blushing emoji, the eyes emoji, a toilet, sweaty, hot-faced, blushing emoji, a brain, laughing, smiling, the toilet, smiling again, relieved, content. I think of like SpongeBob saying, "You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward?" Just a little calmer. You got a mouth, pointing, lipstick, laughing, another hot face, just like laughing really hard. Like that's like a Joker laugh, another Joker laugh. This is a trolley bus, according to the text above. So, I don't know. I'd like to decipher the meaning behind this. This has like a lot of hidden details. It's like Stanley Kubrick levels of film up in this bitch.
Yeah. What you're really trying to say is that you're not the killer, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's trying to say. A very nice
No
observation.
shit. You guys went off on your own and started killing each other. This has nothing to do with me.
I mean, no one ever said that Fuyuhiko was a genius, but I never expected him to be this stupid, but whatever.
What does that mean?
It's just that, like, if you're trying to convince someone that you're not the killer, saying that you're the killer, they're not the killer, at the beginning of the trial probably isn't the greatest way to go about it. I'd let the situation naturally unfold, and, like, if you never even bring it up, like, no, there's no reason anyone would have to suspect you, like, but you're bringing attention to it, Fuyuhiko. Like, can you not be an idiot for 2 seconds and just see what it feels like?
Anyway, why don't we try talking about the most pressing issue on our minds?
There are a lot of pressing issues on my mind.
The most pressing issue on our minds?
You're gonna say something perverted.
Where we found the body. It's very strange to find a body underneath a table.
You know, I say that, and like the first thing my eyes darted to when we got to this camera to this camera angle was Mikan's legs. I'm really no better than Teru, or am I? Am I?
Then, let's start with that mystery.
Of course. You sound very, very whispery. Like I can hear the puffs of air hitting the microphone from the voice actress. The reason why Byakuya's body was discovered under the dining hall table, well, someone put it there. Duh. Yeah. We can start with that, but ultimately we need to find out who murdered him. Well, no shit. Why are we here? Why are we here if you don't know that? Like, you're saying it like it's a great revelation. If we can't do that. No, thinking about if is a waste of time. We have to do this, no matter what. So, the class trial has finally started. From this point on, I will provide simple tutorials at every important moment. Ah, yes, Tutorial-chan. Said anything else? Disappointed in you. Disappointed in what? When's this from? Are you talking about? There are plenty of things to be disappointed in. I'm assuming you're talking about me looking at Mikan's legs. Why? I can't help it, man. I just can't. I'm sorry, but please excuse my ear-tainting rudeness. Oh, yeah. I can't hear your voice, so I can't really say whether it's that rude or not. Maybe I'll hear your voice in the next game. You know, I think in the last game, her text was actually blue as opposed to green, so that's changed. All things progress. During each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, all of your classmates will speak one after the other without any breaks. It's up to you to reveal any lies or mistakes contained within their statements. This means you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Out of all the truth bullets you find during your investigation, only the relevant ones will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the mouse to move the reticle, then fire with the left mouse button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and choose your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Yes, yeah, look man, she's my waifu. I can't help it. I really just cannot. Like, everyone else is wearing like very, very high socks, but like nothing is covering her legs at all.
Why was Byakuya's body in a place like that?
I think gaps in the floorboard makes the most sense.
His body was underneath the table at the very back of the dining hall.
After the killer murdered Byakuya, they probably moved the body there.
Wait. Hold
Huh?
on.
Why?
Am I knife?
Obviously by hiding the body.
Oh wait, hold on a second. It's the blood stains.
They
that
tried to
contradict
delay
that.
its discovery!
Okay, I think it's the
Like
blood
a
stains
dog
that
burying a
contradict
bone!
that. Possibly. Okay, yeah. There's only literally one thing to contradict.
Why was Byakuya's body in a place like...
His body was underneath at the very back of the...
After the killer murdered, they probably moved the body there.
There we go.
No, that's wrong!
Oh, his hair is actually moving this time around. I really like that effect.
No, I don't think the killer moved the body.
Huh? Why?
Try to remember what the body looked like when we found it under the table.
Yeah, well, look, Nagito has the same voice actor as Makoto in the last game, so he has to do more lawyer work than Hajime does. Like it's sort of the law, you know. Like, it's a contract.
Though
sort of
there was a
thing.
lot of blood everywhere, there was no sign the killer.
Son of a.
So that's why you think it's impossible that the killer moved the body. I see. I get your point.
Yeah, I see. I get your point. I really like her voice. I just, that's the type of thing that no one should ever utter ever, but it just came to mind.
And here I thought I had a genius idea.
Of course you didn't have a genius idea. You're Kazuichi Soda. Your last name is Soda. Why would you have a genius idea? It can't even be like a average intelligence idea. It's gonna be a stupid idea, or it's gonna be a mediocre idea. It might even be a 6 out of 10 idea, but it will not be a genius idea.
Too bad you're so stupid and boring and unpopular. Your life is meaningless.
Yeah, you know, it's not so much that I think that she's like mean and annoying, because honestly, I've kind of gotten used to her at this point. It's just that every line of text that is not moving the trial forward is something I'm not interested in. So like when she makes a comment about someone being meaningless and stuff like that, which is not clever, it's like it just sort of drags the pace of the trial down, you know.
I respond better to praise, you know.
I like that line.
But
though.
if the killer didn't move the body, why was it under the table?
I find it funny because it's of course you respond better to praise. No one like who responds better to being insulted. Like no one. But like I mean he thought that was a good thing to bring up, and I just sort of find that
Byakuya was probably killed under the table.
yeah, under the table, but he had to have been moved under the table while the lights were out, because he was all the way, like, I don't even know, like 15, 20 feet away from the table initially, like, maybe even more than that, like, maybe like 25 feet. He was quite a ways from the table, and they would have had to have moved him 25 feet while the lights were off, which, I mean, you know, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that makes sense in the end, because right now it makes no sense at all. Okay.
What? You think he was killed under the table?
Yeah, well, there's no blood anywhere else. Like, where else would he be killed? He could, I guess he could be killed in the bathroom or something. But, like, I mean, it would have had to have been, I mean, somewhere where we couldn't see. The only place where we could see the blood is under the table. So, like, I mean, you know, unless he were killed in the bathroom, then brought under the floorboards and lifted out from the table, and then left there to bleed out more, like, you know, it would have had to have been
So
under the table.
Byakuya snuck under the table for reasons unknown, and that's when he was killed.
Yeah, maybe, well, it does sort of make sense that he would, like, hide under the blackout, but, well, during the blackout, like, after being scared or something like that, but you'd think that, you know, he'd be more careful and, like, would try not to trip over someone, which could definitely happen when you're running to hide under a table. So that's definitely something that needs to be figured out.
Then, shortly thereafter, we found his body under the table.
That does
He could
make
knock over
sense,
Nikon,
but
man.
why
That'd
did he
be
go
rude.
under the table?
Obviously, he was hiding so he could surprise us. That dude was always a big jokester.
Not necessarily, but whatever. Oh my. Oh god. Why am I always so tired? I don't know. I've got like 50 more minutes to stream, so I don't know. We're not going to get through the whole trial in this one video, I can assure you of that, but we can get like half
The hell
or
he
something.
was? You seriously couldn't tell what kind of person he was?
Maybe he panicked during the blackout and dove under the table.
Yeah. Also, I think that before I go back to my normal every other day schedule, I need to at least get, I'll say 5 hours in, you know, like, I know I'll say 4 hours in. I need to get at least 4 hours of streaming in, like, from, you know, in a row, in days in a row, before I can, like, you know, go back to my normal every other day schedule. Like, say if this were an hour and 50 minutes, the next stream has to be 2 hours and 10 minutes before I can go back to the way things usually were, because of the fact that it's been 4 days, and the average stream length is usually like an hour or something like that. I need to get 4 hours in consistently until I can get back to
It's a blackout, not an earthquake. Just because the power went out doesn't mean you dive under the table.
So anything that was, you know, any of those hours that has not been filled in today has to be filled in tomorrow. So, you know, however long this will be, the next one will be long enough to add up to 4 hours when adding the 2 videos together. Yeah.
The reason why is probably connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, don't you think?
Well, he was doing stuff. Hasn't said anything else. God dang, man. The reason Byakuya dove under the table, if it's connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party... Does it have something to do with the briefcase? This may sound presumptuous, but I think that's wrong. You're Cativo. I heard that in Amadeus, the Emperor says you are Cativo, court composer, to Salieri, but I'm not entirely sure what he meant by that, but whatever. She's right.
Crap!
Everyone's staring. Looks like I just made a fool of myself in front of everyone. I don't know quite the reason why he dove under the table. Did he? What? Okay. Yeah, well. Oh, the murder threat. No? It's a freaking murder threat.
Crap!
You told me he would be scared of getting killed? God. I'm not getting mad at Mikon. She was right. She was only following the game's orders. It's the game who's telling me I'm wrong. It's the game. It's the game who's telling me I'm wrong. But, good God. And it's probably... God, what is it? Ibuki's account. So, for what reason did he dive under the table, and what could...
I can prove it with this.
Okay, so he hid under the table because the knife was missing.
It probably has something to do with the knife we found under the table.
So, what about the knife? Did he know the knife was there?
Knife? Oh, you mean that thing that obviously screams, I am the murder weapon!
Yeah.
Byakuya probably noticed the knife was hidden there. So in order to get it, he moved under the table.
Okay, well, if he stabbed himself by, like, getting hit with the knife, then, I mean, case closed already, then.
He was particularly sensitive to the presence of dangerous items, so I cannot deny that possibility.
Oh, God. Well, why am I tired? I should not be tired. Content loved this game. Oh. Well.
But how did he notice that there was a knife under the table?
Maybe he had the
If
goggles.
he knew beforehand, he probably would have done something about it before the blackout, right?
Probably.
Then, instead of knowing about it beforehand, maybe he saw it right at that moment.
Maybe.
Like, for example, he might have seen someone trying to take the knife out from under the table.
No, that's not possible.
What? You seem rather confident about that.
Of course. I have proof to back me up.
Oh.
This is almost like a real trial!
Isn't it supposed to be a real trial? During the previous statement, there was only one weak spot. From this point on, there will be various weak spots standing in your way, and only one of them will actually be the correct weak spot. No matter how many weak spots there will be only one lie or contradiction in the debate at any time. This means there will be false weak spots, just like the last game. If you shoot a false weak spot with a truth bullet, not only will you fail to refute what was said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. I'm really sorry about yawning so much. I might have to end this soon because of me being tired, but it's, I don't get why I'm tired. I've had 2 cups of coffee in the day. In the day, like not in the morning, like just in the afternoon, so I don't understand. Your influence gauge if your influence gauge reaches 0, you will fail, so please be extra careful. you'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or mistakes. Also, if you concentrate by holding down the spacebar, you can progress the argument slowly. You know, funny thing about slowing stuff down is that characters' voices are slowed down and therefore they're made deeper. But with characters like Chiaki and I don't even know where Hiyoko and Mikan, their voices are so high naturally that by slowing the footage down, you can't even really say that they'll sound weird because they'll just sound normal. They're so high already that like bringing them down a couple octaves just won't do anything. If they were to be any higher, they'd sound like chipmunks. So bringing them down 2 octaves, they'll sound normal. But if you were to bring like one of the males down 2 octaves, they'd sound like Kylo Ren. Like it, you know. Please use it, and for that matter, all the other girls who aren't those 3. Please use it whenever you feel like the statements are moving too fast for you to aim. However, this does consume the focus gauge, so please be careful. If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. As you said, anything else? No. Okay, yeah. I've yawned again, wow. Let me assure you, this isn't boring. I'm having a good time, and you know, I'm yawning so many times. I don't quite understand it. Knife, bloodstain on the table, gaps in the floorboard. Knife, bloodstain on the... Okay, gaps in the floor. Night vision goggles, AC timer.
I'm sure Byakuya ducked under the table during the blackout.
Okay.
That sounds correct.
Yes.
If that's the case... During the blackout, Mr. Ham-Hands must have seen the killer take the knife.
Oh, I didn't mean
But
to
it
do
was
that.
super pitch black! It was so dark I couldn't see my food!
Wait, maybe it's the night
Byakuya
goggles.
couldn't see in the dark either.
Oh, yeah.
I doubt he could have seen the killer.
Night vision goggles. Shoot.
I'm sure Byakuya ducked under the during the black.
That sounds correct. If that's the case, during the blackout, must have seen the killer take the knife.
Like speeding Hiyoko
But it was
up. She
super
literally
pitch black.
sounds like a freaking...
It was so dark I couldn't see my food!
She sounds younger than a fetus.
Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either. I doubt he
missed.
could have seen the killer.
It's that. That's it.
I'm sure Byakuya during the black.
That sounds correct. If that's the case, during the blackout, must have
Jesus
seen the killer.
Christ.
But it was super pitch black! It was so dark I couldn't see my...
Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either.
I missed it again.
No,
I
that's
didn't.
wrong.
I guess I can still miss it and not miss it at the same time. That's
No,
duality.
Byakuya was probably the only one who was able to see in the dark.
Well, not unless someone else took the night goggles. Oh god. I don't get why I'm so... Apparently you yawn to cool your brain down. Is my brain getting really hot? Am I, like, getting heated up? Like, I don't understand.
Why do you say that?
If he was using those night vision goggles we found under the table, he could have seen what was happening.
Because believe me, I'm not bored. I also don't feel that tired. I don't get it.
So, are you saying Byakuya was the one who used those night vision goggles?
I mean, it would have been kind of painful on his head, but, I mean, he could have used them.
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Your reasoning is out of focus.
Oh, not this shit.
No, that's obviously wrong. It should be the other way around.
Oh.
Other way around?
Seriously? The killer used those night vision goggles, not Byakuya.
Were you surprised by Mihiro's sudden argument? Not really. Just between you and me? I was also surprised. Okay. Apparently you're not listening to me. Just kidding, I'm sorry. Now then, when this kind of argument surfaces, you will go into a one-on-one debate called Rebuttal Showdown. Well, that wasn't in the last game. It's very reminiscent of something that was in the last game, but it was not in the last game, so there we go. Okay, look, I'm gonna have to do something that's gonna break my heart. Mikan, close your mouth, for God's sake. You're gonna attract flies. Same to everyone else, but like, Mikan, I expected more from you, please. In this mode, You have to counter the other person's claim, draw out their weak spots, and argue against them. Please counter the other person's remarks with the WASD keys. Based on the shape of their remarks, it's important to know whether to cut vertically, sideways, or diagonally. Oh, it's one of those weird things. And based on that, you can skew the debate's mood to your advantage. On the other hand, if you ignore the other person's remarks, it will skew towards their advantage, okay? Generally speaking, though, ignoring people just trying to get a rise out of you is better. But I guess Mihiro isn't that bad. She's bad, but she's not that bad. In the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, a number that shows the sharpness of your counter is displayed. This is the number of times you can cut remarks during one round of the debate. You lose count of sharpness even if you miss, so please be very careful. When the mood skews to your advantage for a certain length of time, the other party's argument changes. This means the conversation will develop. If that happens, they will end up divulging some weak spots. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me, man. However, you cannot normally cut remarks that contain weak spots. Instead, it will skew the mood towards the other party's advantage, plus it's going to be very big. Just like a regular debate, please refute any weak spots with the left mouse button. Of course, if you don't have the correct truth blade, you will not be able to cut an opponent's remark. Huh? What's a truth blade? I'm terribly sorry, it appears there's been a little delay in contacting you. I will make sure the person in charge of contacting you it takes a very long vacation. In this mode, truth bullets will be called truth blades. About that. That's about it. There won't be any other changes to your handbook menu. Only the name was changed, but don't you think a change in feeling is important? No. If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Great. Knife. Aluminum case. Irons in the storage room. Knife. Aluminum case.
If you just use common sense.
Oh, son of a bitch, not this.
The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
Damn it!
I can't just listen to what she's saying, I also need to respond. Wait, what?
If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
What?
Damn it!
What?
If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
Damn it!
If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
What?
Damn it!
What? I did slash it? Okay. What is going on?
If you just use common sense.
The
killer obviously used those night vision. That's gotta be it.
Okay.
Where's your proof that the killer used them?
I'm sorry.
Because if they used night vision, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, that's what happened. So those goggles were planted. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
Retreat.
Damn it!
She's gonna come back to the original topic. Oh, God. No one else has said anything. Okay, I totally forgot about the controls the second I started. I can't believe that that's possible.
If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
Advance.
Where's your proof that the killer used them?
Because if they used night vision goggles, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, that's what happened. So those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
I need to refute.
Because if they used night vision goggles, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, that's so those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene. Because if they used night vision goggles, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, that's what. So those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
That's bad.
Because if they used, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, that's what happened. So those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene. Because if they used, then they could have
Okay, so
killed
does it
Byakuya
matter
even in
which
the
truth blade I
in
use?
reality.
Because
That's
it
so
seems
those
it
goggles
doesn't
were
matter.
planned. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
Whatever I do, what am I supposed to do there? Like, what?
Because if they used night, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, so those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene. Because if they used night vision goggles, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, that's so those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
Damn it!
What is going on? Okay, what? Slash in your direction, in the direction you press. Okay, slash in the okay. Overturn, right mouse, okay. Fast forward, okay. Fire truth bullet, alright. Oh, okay.
If you just use common sense, the killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
Where's your proof that the killer used them?
Because if they used night, then they could have killed Byakuya even in reality. So those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
Okay. Is that it?
Allow me to cut through those words!
Okay. Totally forgot about that part, too.
No, Byakuya was definitely the one who brought those night vision goggles.
Okay. God, I don't know how I totally forgot about everything I was supposed to do the second after it was explained to me, but yeah, I did. That's all my fault. But, whatever.
Definitely? But why?
Inside the Duralumin case Byakuya had with him during the party, we found a smaller case for storing the night vision goggles.
Okay, well, I guess they're Duralumin. Oh, that looked like a camera to me. A camera case, but...
Which means we can assume that the night vision goggles were kept inside that Duralumin case as well. Woohoo! I said assume! Ibuki never uses such clever language.
Oh, that's... scary.
Plus, Byakuya was the only one who could have taken the night vision goggles out of the case,
Oh.
since he was carrying it around before the blackout in the first place.
I see. When you put it like that, it makes sense.
Then, was that knife inside the case too?
Perhaps.
If there were night vision goggles inside, it wouldn't be weird for a knife to be in there too.
It would be weird.
Why?
I am weird, aren't I? At times like this, I'd rather be fantasizing about tonight's main dish.
Ooh, you totally mean that in a perverted way.
Of course she does. Of course he does. Why did I say she does? Of course he does. Why wouldn't he mean it in a different way? He's Teru. He has no deep, complex layers. He's just a perv, and that's all there is to him. Knife was brought in the Duralumin case, along with the night vision goggles, too. No, that's not possible. The knife was hidden in the dining hall before the party even started. I should be able to prove it. Oh, right. Tonight's main dish. Duralumin case. Night vision goggles, duct tape. What would the duct tape prove? I don't know, but I have a few seconds left. Okay, so it has nothing to do with anything at all. Oh, great.
I see!
The duct tape. What about the damn duct tape?
There was duct tape left under the table where the body was found.
Huh? Duct tape?
God, Jesus Christ. What happened to your eyes?
They probably hid the knife by duct taping it to the underside of the table.
Oh, so that's why we found duct tape there.
Yeah, but what does this have to do with the knife being in the kitchen?
Though Byakuya was thorough, even he couldn't have noticed a weapon taped to the underside of the table.
Why not?
This may be off topic, but why was Byakuya acting so paranoid?
What did he think it was? A giant wad of tape? What?
Not only did he bring a self-defense kit, but he had night vision goggles inside the case too.
That's true. He went above and beyond, being a little cautious.
Now that you mention it, that applies to the dangerous. It's one thing to be a little cautious, but performing a body check is a bit much.
Yeah.
He probably knew. Someone was planning to commit a murder.
Oh, yeah, and we know this because we have...
Are you saying he predicted the murder? Could it be? Was he also in possession of the all-seeing eye?
No, because that doesn't exist. Okay. Well, nothing else has been said. That's incredible.
You think so too, right, Hajime?
Yep. That's right. Byakuya probably knew there was a possibility that a murder would occur because of the note. But they were going to say it wasn't the note, even though it's obviously the note.
I can prove it with this! Everyone, can you please take a look at this?
The hell is this? Hajime and I found this in Byakuya's cottage.
It looks like a threatening letter someone sent to him.
Yeah, it does. You don't even have to say this, you already know.
So, who's the someone?
I don't know.
Nobody besides Monokuma would write such a dumb, threatening letter like that.
You might.
Wasn't me!
Are you sure?
The only lies I tell are friendly lies!
I swear he said that in the last game, but I'm not sure
Those
where.
are still lies.
It doesn't matter who wrote it yet. So, Byakuya became paranoid because of this threatening letter?
He probably decided to throw a party because of the letter.
What do you mean?
By gathering everyone in one place, he tried to create a situation where everyone could keep tabs on each other. In doing so, he tried to put the writer of the letter in a situation where they couldn't act.
You know, you typically read faster when a character talks in a game. So like I'm like reading the text as he's talking, but it's like my eyes are like basically zipping off the screen, and he's still starting the first line. It's strange.
But the letter might have been just a little prank.
Yeah, so that's why I'm gonna stop looking at the text, because of like slowing my eyes down. It's just getting painful.
As long as he was determined not to let any of us die, he couldn't take that risk.
I'm just gonna be upfront with you. The first thing I noticed was Nikon's legs again.
His strong sense of responsibility made him believe the letter was legitimate.
Oh, he couldn't take
He
the
should have
risk.
told us he received a threatening letter.
If he had, we would have panicked. Byakuya probably knew that too.
Yeah.
So, he tried to do something about it without telling anyone?
No shit.
I see. His strong sense of responsibility as our leader was his undoing.
Screw that noise! Who the hell wrote that letter?
True.
Well, obviously, the killer.
The killer? Is it really one of us? No, yes, it is. Who is it? Like among us, who's the killer? Who killed Byakuya? Who's the one who killed Byakuya? I'm sorry, I made that sound bad when it wasn't bad in the first place.
Enough already! Show yourself, you coward!
Is someone gonna say something? Or fell dead asleep? Welp. I'm gonna be honest, I wish I could fall dead asleep, but I've got a stream to stream.
If they were willing to come forward, they never would have committed a murder in the first place.
Probably not. But at the same time, I mean, it's not like we can check their handwriting or fingerprints or something. We're not that advanced, so it's like, whoever wrote the letter, unless we take like 20 minutes arguing about it, it would be pretty hard to decipher, at least in the killer's eyes. So it's like, I think it would make sense that they'd write the letter, because it's like, I don't know. If they have a thing for theatrics, it's like, if no one's gonna find out, then like, why not? Of course, it would take more time to write the letter, but you know, like to write a letter and to hide it in someone's house, I mean, even though like that's hard, it's still way easier than the fact that you're committing a murder in the first place. So I think it's understandable that the killer would write the letter. Someone in this room killed Byakuya. There's no way I can believe that yet. Well, you know what? I can believe it, because it's a video game, so you better hurry up, Hajime.
Pardon me. Can I say something, please?
What is it, Miss Sonia?
Oh god, shut
I
up.
regret that I must return to this topic, but I just realized something concerning the night vision goggles. If Byakuya was indeed wearing those goggles, how did the killer manage to navigate in the dark?
Maybe there was a second pair.
You're right. They wouldn't have been able to see anything without the night vision goggles. But if the murderer had the goggles when they took the knife, then how did Byakuya see them?
There could be a second pair.
Even if the knife bore some sort of mark, it would have been difficult to see it in that darkness.
Second pair. No, the killer definitely used a mark. Because of this mark, the killer was able to get the knife from... Oh, glowing paint.
I see!
They could realize where the table was because of
What
that
if the
glowing
glowing
spot.
paint was the mark? With that, you'd be able to get the knife even in the dark.
Well, that makes total sense.
In actuality, the knife we found under the table and the duct tape stuck to the underside of the table were both marked with glowing paint, right?
Yes.
Does that mean the killer painted them in advance?
But painting them with glowing paint? It's as if they knew the blackout was going to happen.
What if they caused the blackout?
They had to have already known. That's why they used the glowing paint as a mark.
Yeah, it's the glowing paint, blackout. I mean, that's a bit too connected to not be connected. Well then.
Which means whoever set up the blackout is the killer.
Or maybe two people are in on this, I don't know. Maybe Monokuma volunteered to help.
That seals it. The killer is whoever was in the office with the circuit breaker.
Well, they would have had to have gone from the office to that building without anyone notice that the door was opening or the footsteps. I don't know. I feel like Monokuma somehow helped, but I don't know.
Which means it was you, Peko Pekoyama!
Yeah, that's too easy.
Peko killed poor Byakuya? Was this island not big enough for 2 glasses wearers?
Oh, shut up.
I am not the killer.
Oh, I guess she's not.
How can you believe her so easily?
That sounded really sarcastic.
But with Peko's height, I don't think she'd be able to reach the circuit breaker in the office.
I don't think anyone has the height to reach the circuit breaker.
I don't care about a technicality like that. Peko's the one who tripped the breaker and caused the blackout.
By tripping the breaker directly from the office, Peko was the one who caused the blackout. Is that really what happened? After this debate, blue-colored weak spots will start appearing. If we call the weak spots you've seen up until now argued spots, the blue-colored weak spots will be called agree spots. Okay. Well, this wasn't something that was in the last game, and I actually like the idea of it. So let's do this. When shooting agree spots with truth bullets, you need to flip your way of thinking. Instead of arguing that the other person's testimony contains lies or mistakes, please fire the truth bullets that prove the other person's testimony is correct. Well, some positivity for a change. I never knew that were possible in these games. God. I think... I could be wrong, but I think in the last game... the X marks on the people's faces were red, as opposed to pink, which, I mean, in-universe, pink is, like, more visceral, because, like, it's supposed to be the color of blood. I would presume that's what Monokuma's thinking would be, but, like, I mean, with the red paint, it's more visceral to the viewer, because, like, people associate red with blood because that's the way it is in real life, but in the game, people would associate that pink color, because the game is a pink color. Okay, well, technically it's supposed to be red, but it's pink to us, but you get what I mean. Like, if they see pink splashed on the walls, chances are someone's trying to imitate blood, like, you can know that much. When truth bullets merge with their weakness, it becomes a logically sound agreement. Okay. Isn't it a little hot in here? From now on, you must infer whether it's best to argue or agree based on what's being debated. If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay. Yeah. Most of the time in the last game, like, the argue points were really just agree points anyway, so, like, I mean... Well, now it's all accounts. I barely remember these.
Since Peko was in the office, she could have caused the blackout at any time!
Okay, I don't really agree with that.
That's impossible.
Huh? Why is it impossible?
Because I was not in the office.
Oh, where was she?
Not even before the blackout.
Wait,
What happened to your guard duty?
Are we talking about Chiaki?
Sorry.
Oh, you weren't in the office?
Tero, whose account are we
That's
talking about?
clearly a desperate excuse.
Who are we talking? I'm sorry. Just from listening to Peko's testimony, it's not weird to doubt her. But I feel like I spoke to someone during the investigation who totally backs up her okay, so we're agreeing with her. But on what? Okay, let's just see. I'm gonna have to actually look at the frickin' testimonies again, because, like, I've totally forgotten. Why am I here? Anyways, I've totally forgotten what the heck those people said. So, anyways, we're going by the accounts now. Well, I hate him. But his account, the gas stove in the kitchen is powered by electricity. That's why Tero couldn't use it during the blackout. Okay, well, that doesn't help me. Okay, Chiaki. When Chiaki was standing guard outside Fuyuhiko, apparently came to the old building and walked away. Okay, well... Okay, so Kazuichi was the one saying that Peko was guilty.
Since Peko was in the office,
But wait.
she could have caused the
So it would have
blackout
to
at
be
any
Nekomaru
time.
then, because there's no way that the
That's
other ones.
impossible.
Huh? Why is it?
Because I was not in the not even before the blackout.
There we go.
I agree with that.
I agree with that. Consent. Oh, consent is a very good thing, but I feel
No,
like it's a
I
weird
think
word. in
Peko
this
is telling the
situation.
truth.
Like we're agreeing with them against their will. This is not consent.
Don't tell me you're crushing on Peko.
I mean, Peko's all right.
Hey, it's nothing like that at all. Nekomaru's account is actually Peko's alibi.
No. More people are going to ship Hajime and Nagito. You know, it's the obligatory male-on-male relationship in a Japanese game. Like I mean, like you know, like there's no way it would be Peko and Hajime. Like I mean, Peko is just no one even talks about Peko. It would be Hajime and Nagito, definitely. Now, I've been trying to use it so many times, but the door just won't open at all.
It's true. Someone was occupying the bathroom for a long time shortly after the party started, and it was finally freed up after Byakuya's body was discovered.
Then the person who was in the bathroom that whole time was actually...
Everyone else besides Peko was in the dining hall after the party started, right?
So Peko was the one in the bathroom the entire time. What was she doing in
I
there?
see. So there's no way anybody else could have locked themselves in the bathroom except Peko.
Dang it, Peko. Nekomaru wanted to use that.
I guess that would be true.
You're surprised people are defending you? I just noticed how small her pupils are. She must hate all of us. Your pupils expand when you see something you love. Her pupils are barely visible.
You locked yourself in the commode? You should have said so earlier.
Oh, shut
There's
up.
no way she'd actually say that. Gosh, you're so insensitive.
If she locked herself in the bathroom for that long, there's no doubt. It's shit.
Shut up.
Oh, there's no way she'd admit it. There's no way she'd admit she was taking a shit.
Nekomaru, shut your
Hey,
mouth.
weren't you guys taught any basic manners? Or were you raised in a locker room?
I'm sorry.
It's fine. How about we stop talking about this and move on to something else?
Don't worry. The smell wasn't that strong.
Dude, shut up.
I used the bathroom right after you, so you can trust me.
Be quiet, please.
I said it's fine.
But still, you were in the bathroom for a really long time. Did you get food poisoning or something?
That's the kind of thing Tiro would pull, if I'm being
As
honest.
soon as I stepped into the office, I felt this sudden rush of pain in my stomach.
Wait, wasn't that... Wait, so when we walked in there, she'd only been in there, like, 30 seconds at the most? When we first walked in there, that's when she decided to go out, because she felt a pain. Like, I mean... I honestly expected she'd been in there for at least an hour or something like that, guarding the place, but no, she was in there for a few minutes at the most.
Because of that,
strange.
I was unable to leave the bathroom, including when the blackout occurred.
Oh, must have been pretty scary when the blackout occurred. You felt like it was an Elvis Presley situation. You died on the toilet.
How did it feel to do your business in the dark? Did you get excited?
Yeah, he's the one who did the food poisoning. I want someone to kill Tiro.
Seriously, stop it.
Please.
But still, your stomach pain. Was that really just a coincidence?
I honestly doubt it. I mean, Tiro clearly seems to be into this kind of awful stuff. I feel like that had to have been
Hey,
him.
what's the deal? Don't butt into other people's business, especially if you didn't do any investigating.
Yeah, what if it has to do with the investigation? Can you just shut your mouth for 2 seconds? I know it's hard, but please.
I'm only butting in because you fucking idiots are out of your element.
Stop this childish nonsense. Just what do you mean by coincidence?
What I mean is it possible someone slipped her some laxatives?
Probably Tiro.
Laxatives?
If so, the killer could have tripped the breaker as soon as that girl left the office, don't you think?
It's Tiro is that kind of weirdo. He'd be the kind of person to do that thing.
I see. That might have happened.
The question is whether Peko's stomachache was a coincidence or someone intentionally caused it. I honestly feel like it was intentionally. I would in no way be surprised if it was Taro. I suspected this the second she said that she got a stomachache, but whatever. We'll see what happens. Depending on the answer, the outcome of this trial could change drastically. I really feel like it's him, but we'll just see. And if that means that he's the killer, then I don't know, man. I mean, at least that'd mean he's executed in the first trial. Like, I have no quarrels with that. It's just that, I mean...
Did you eat anything weird?
I don't remember eating anything weird.
Well, I mean, maybe...
Now that you mention
think
it...
Weird, but...
You brought food to the office, right?
Party dishes.
Just a little bit from the dining hall.
Knife. AC timer.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
What about the party dishes? Is that
Taro
it?
cooked the food. How suspicious!
That's what I was saying.
I wouldn't do anything like that.
Yes, you would. You would.
Laxatives would ruin the taste.
Party. Wait. Oh, wait. Right. Whether Pecco's stomachache was a coincidence or someone initially caused it, we need to clarify that first. Okay.
Did you eat anything weird?
What about the party dishes? Because I feel like that's the answer. It just seems like it would be, but like, what about them makes it the answer? However, Akane and Pecco were the only ones. Oh, yeah. Pecco was one who ate them, so like it. I mean,
I don't remember eating anything weird. Now that you mention it,
so maybe
you brought
that's
food
it.
to the office, just a little bit from the dining hall.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
Taro cooked the.
I wouldn't do anything. Laxatives would ruin the taste.
No, that's not it. So what am I doing? Okay, so what is
Did you eat
Knife,
anything weird?
AC, timer, night vision goggles.
I don't remember eating anything weird.
I'm not sure how any of this has to do
Now
with
that you
anything,
met,
so
you
it
brought
has
food to
be
the op just a
party
little bit
dishes
from.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
No, that's wrong.
Okay, so it's wrong because Taro is too proud of his dishes because they ruin the taste.
No, it's impossible that laxatives were slipped into the food in the dining hall.
Oh wait, it's because of Byakuya, right?
Because Pekka wasn't the only one who ate that food.
Oh.
Akane ate some of it too.
Okay, well, did you see him scarf it down too, though? I mean, he tested it in case it was, like, poison. And he could have, you know, whatever. He could have been inflicted as well. So, we got two people to talk about, but I guess we're just ignoring him.
If the food had laxatives in it, I'm pretty sure Akane would have had stomach issues as well.
No, she's built an immunity to stomach issues.
I feel totally fine.
Like I said, the dishes are innocent. Don't go making weird accusations.
No, I'm gonna make weird accusations later. It's just right now they've calmed down. But like, trust me, you're the type of person that accusations could arise to from any time. Like the only thing that is missing is a neckbeard and acne on you. Like you are a Discord moderator. You are that kind of person, man.
I apologize for causing a scene.
It's fine.
Fuyuhiko should apologize, not you. He's the one who made the laxative accusation.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, we're dealing with Taro.
What the fuck did you say, bitch?
Cease this bickering.
Let's just dismiss Pecco's stomachache as a coincidence and go back to discussing the blackout.
But I really want to get Taro looked down upon, but whatever.
Yeah. We already know that, you trashy skank.
shut the hell
You don't
up.
have to tell us. Trashy skank?
As long as the murder happened during the blackout, and the blackout itself is what's actually important. So we need to make it clear how that blackout occurred. Yes. Good. Make your argument. Awesome. Irons in the storage room. What? Okay, Chiaki's account, Nekomaru's account, irons in the storage room, tablecloth, Teru's account. Okay.
Who tripped the breaker and how did they do it?
I don't know.
If you can't answer that, I'm gonna bop you on the head.
I'm about
Did they throw a stone and hit it?
Oh wait, I have to.
Maybe they used a remote control?
They probably messed with the breaker.
It does not have to be the breaker. They may have tampered with the power supply and transmitters.
Are we talking about the irons? Let me take a look at the irons in the storage room, because I do.
Or maybe they caused a power surge?
Is this it?
I agree with that.
There we go. First try.
It's just as Mahiru said. The blackout was caused by a power surge.
Okay, so it doesn't matter anyone's height. Anyone could have caused it. from a totally different room. So
Of course, that's not a coincidence. Someone caused it intentionally.
someone.
Which is why those 3 irons were arranged to cause the blackout.
When you found them right after the blackout, the irons were still on, right?
So by leaving those irons on in the storage room, they deliberately caused a power surge.
This always happens. I turn like the microwave on and the heater on at the same time, and like it trips the breaker just all the time.
Yeah, it seems that's how the killer caused the blackout.
All the time.
Stupid fool!
What? Oh, come on. Okay. I think.
Hold on a second. Let me speak too.
Okay. Actually, you know what? I think there's not much time left. I'm just over an hour and a half, and I think I'm gonna save it here. Because I really don't want to get involved in this thing just right now, because last time I struggled with it so much, and I think we've gotten a decent amount into the trial, so yeah, I'm gonna do this again tomorrow. How far are we? Okay, an hour and a half, so yeah, I think, I said 4 hours, so if I play it tomorrow for an hour and a half, then the next day it could just be 1 hour, and then we'll have all the 4 hours compiled together, and I can get back to every other day, but like, until then, it has to be every day in a row, so, yeah. But, anyways, thanks the, like, 1 to 2 people who actually watched this, maybe 3 for watching this, I very much appreciate it, and, that's all I really have to say, honestly. It's just, very nice that you could join us. Join me. It's a pleasure, an honor, and a privilege. Never forget that. And yeah, he's not gonna say anything. Okay, I'm gonna stop streaming now. I'll stream tomorrow and the day after that, and after that I should get the full 4 hours in, and then after that I'll try and go back to normal with the every other day thing, and hopefully nothing will change that, but it might. But anyways, yeah. Every time I don't do every other day though, I will make up for it. Trust me. Anyways, it's just bye. Excelsior. Yeet.